to a brand new series of Gamesmaster. Other shows may come and go, we just keep on coming. Which is why I'd like to start by introducing you to Teresa and Leanne, my two mermaid helpers for this series. Good evening, ladies.
Hi.
What are you looking forward to the most about this series?
What I'm looking forward to mainly is seeing all the smiling faces on the children around. I'm looking forward to the violent games where people chop people's heads off.
Why mermaids, I hear you ask? Well, observant people who pay close attention to expensive opening title sequences may have sussed we are in Atlantis. And the one we're all dying to play, Super Mario Kart 64, which, if it's even half as good as the SNES version, will be twice as good as Hepatitis. These games are all in the future. Nathan, you're incredibly trendy, young man. I do like your apparel. What kind of message are you trying to give us about Nathan Souch with that outfit?
Look at me, love me, adore me.
Now, you're a carpenter, Nathan. I would never have put you down as a carpenter.
What is that?
I would have thought you're kind of either club DJ or petty criminal or something. Do you know what I mean? You've got that kind of trendy yet dangerous look. Now, series, he is plain old Kirk Ewing from Viz. Congratulations on getting employment, Kirk.
Thank you very much. Let's hope it lasts.
OK, now, Mario, the possessor of a very fine moustache.
Indeed.
Kirk, how important is facial hair in the 90s?
Well, facial hair is very important in the 90s. And, of course, Mario is sporting a fine moustache, as popularised by David Seaman.
And many of our nation's police force.
Yes.
OK, Dan, nice. We go for 22 seconds onto some kind of Lego texture thing here, Kirk.
It's the Lego texture. Up the top is a...
He's got a burning bottom. It's a Vindaloo experience, Kirk.
It certainly is. Now, he stopped on that one. You don't want to experience that thing twice in a day. But he's done this very well. He's not lost a lot of health. And
OK, once a week on the show, I like to meet someone who I've always wanted to meet. Often, this would happen to be a very attractive lady. Now, broadcasting regulations forbid me from doing this without some spurious reason attached. We like to call this our Celebrity Challenge. It gives me especially great pleasure to introduce today's guest because I feel like I've grown up with this woman from when I was a very, very young man. I have studied her career very, very closely indeed. Please welcome Sam Fox. Sam.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
If it's not too premature to say that. Sam, there are two big aspects to your career.
Yes, there certainly is.
You've got them. OK, let's... you're playing the Aquajet today,
I am.
Sam. Is this the first time you participate in water sports?
No, I actually do jet ski when I go on holiday. I love that. This is the first time, obviously, I've been on a machine like this. I hope it's very similar. OK, so after the break, we'll have Sam up on the Aquajet, and we'll have another climax on the Mario 64 event. We'll be back quite literally in a minute. Welcome back to Gamesmaster. Well, for years, I've been trying to make her come. Sam Fox, though, is finally on the show. I'm actually in the Sagaya Beach Resort in Japan, and obviously I'm something of a cultural ambassador for my country, which is why I have brought the British Beach Essentials, football top, knotted hanky, and large British belly. Now, luckily enough, here's one I made earlier. OK, this may well be the most high-tech resort on the face of the planet, but they still have queues, obviously, to make British people feel at home. This ride is called the Water Crash. You have to watch film of like water-orientated stuff, and you get splashed with water in a kind of tribute to the Gunge tank on those house party. The idea is to terrify the audience by simulating a whitewater rapids ride. Personally, I was more terrified by the potentially disastrous combination of real water and high-voltage electrical equipment. By this point, I'd had quite enough water-related jollies, thank you for asking, so I moved on to the Adventure Theatre, the biggest motion control cinema in the world. The ride was designed by George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic boys and takes you on a stomach-churning interplanetary jaunt. Not something I'd recommend after 10 curries and a pint. The Ocean Dome cost $400 million to build. Now, for that money, you could get 11 Alan Shearers and some of his mates as subs. All that money, and it's all controlled from this one room by this one wee guy here. Have you ever pushed the wrong button by mistake?
Yes.
What happened?
別の照明をつけたり、別の照明つけたりとか間違えて。
Impressive technology is all very well, but come on, we all know the real reason why people go on holiday. Do you get a lot of single people coming, like gangs of boys, gangs of girls?
Yes,
Yeah?
enjoying dangerous.
Is it a good place to pool?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Have you pooled?
What?
Pooled.
Pardon?
Have you pooled?
I don't understand.
When British people go on holiday, they try to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Oh.
It's called pooling. So have you pooled?
I just go to Japan for sightseeing.
No.
No.
I have a girlfriend already in Hong Kong.
All right. Okay. But so why didn't you bring her here?
Because it is very expensive.
Right. And you wanted to go in the pool, didn't you? You did. I see. I got him. A hard day's pooling at Sagaya is rounded off by the light show, a technological frenzy of lasers, water cannons, and appallingly cheesy acting. It's a monument to bad taste, guaranteed to send you to bed in a hurry. Sagaya is Japan's ultimate high-tech holiday solution, and no doubt in the not-too-distant future, all of us will be spending our holidays in something similar. I can hardly wait. Okay, so he lands in the Bowser's there. There is the big guy. And he's saying, whatever happened to that Dexter Fletcher bloke from Series 3? Okay, he's running. And I leave you with this thought. Instead of going through intense princess rescuing related traumas once every year, why doesn't Mario just get himself a new bird? Good night. The girls are having a minor altercation over the possession of my fish finger, so they're not fighting, just for my benefit. Good evening, ladies. What is the most violent thing you've ever done?
Well, once I threw a daisy at a bunny rabbit.
I once drove a truckload of old people off a cliff.
Coming up on today's show. With its whopping ultra combos, Killer Instinct is the most involved beat-em-up since Vietnam. We decided to follow up. And, finally, Roy, you're a bank cashier.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get the guys into their games playing positions. Right, I'm going to share something with you at home. At the moment, my whole body is tingling. It can either be that my pants are too tight or that our latest celebrity guest arrival is imminent. Find out which of those it is as we introduce today's Celebrity Challenge. When an industry gets nostalgic about this past, you can tell it's reached full maturity. Unfortunately, I haven't, which is why I'm wearing an atrocious 70s shirt as a cheap gag about retro games around this. It also saw the first ever systems war. You had the ZX Spectrum and you also had the Commodore 64. Commodore 64 only had 10,000 titles released for it. Pretty much the same games, but it was a lot bigger, bulkier, a lot less fashionable. I had a ZX Spectrum, and we always thought that people who had Commodore 64s smelled a little bit. Manic Miner might look pretty primitive to you, but without this, Mario would still be sticking his hand up blokes' U-bends. Some folk believe the playability of these games make them better than most of today's efforts. I thought I'd ask games design legend Peter Molyneux what he thought of them in my office. Is there any lessons that can be learnt by programmers now from going back and looking? But because it's Halloween, I leave you with the following question. Why are people so scared of old witches when 16-year-old girls are far more intimidating? Good night. Okay, ladies, what's the most energetic thing you've ever done?
I played ping pong once, 3 times in a row.
I regularly mud wrestle.
We're stretching our groins a little bit more than usual today because one event... What was it like when you got it? Where did you have to go?
Buckingham Palace. You know, for me, it was probably the proudest day that I've ever had so far. You know, when I was younger, I always wished that I could ever, you know, go and see the Queen and receive one of those medals because you always thought it was somebody else who'd get it. But when my name came up in the list, you know, I was really happy. My parents came down. It was a tremendous day out, and you know, really chuffed.
Was there a party afterwards?
There was in my house.
All right. But you didn't have a party with the Queen?
No.
Because I want to know that. I mean, like, you know, if she has a bit to drink, then she'll bend over and start lighting her farts. Like that. But I guess we won't know that. I bet Fergie does. I bet she'd be the first one to get lighting the bottle first. So I probably won't get an MB. I think that's no chance of that one.
I think so.
Now, Tony, well, I'll ask you a much, much classier question than that. I want to know what you look for in a short. Now, we see you guys running very graphically all the time. And what's the most important quality in a short?
Well, the most important quality in the shorts is comfort and support. So, you know, stop things wiggling about and shaking about.
Wiggling about? Wait, wiggling sounds like it's small. It sounds very small. Yeah, no, Yeah, I mean, I probably wiggle. I imagine I most definitely wiggle.
Or rock about it.
That's more like it. Okay, it's nicely poised then. John Regis 32 points ahead of Tony Janet. We're going to compare the size of our various Lycra pouches. You're not allowed to see that. You have to watch these fine adverts instead during this commercial break.
Direction, isn't he?
He's angry though, look at the screen. He's bending down there, doing something. Okay, it's Tony Janet's second throw.
Come and see my puppies, Tony. That's what you're saying.
And I'll leave you with a final question. If sprinters are so fast, do they get the runs twice as quick as normal people? Good night. Good evening and welcome to Gamesmaster, where even a former Olympic gold medal swimmer like myself needs a bit of extra buoyancy. The reason the girls are blowing up my water wings is, as the star of the show, I can't be seen to blow myself. Later on in the show,
Like me, Sega arcade machines just keep on coming. Touring.
Well, Martin, talk us through those closing stages again then, telling us what you did wrong.
I was going fine, coming down across the balcony, down to the low stage. Hostage pops up. He looked too much like Peter Andre for my liking, so I just had to do the only humane thing, unfortunately.
It's a very understandable thing and a very unselfish act.
I thought so.
Forgo the joystick and whack Peter Andre.
It's the only thing to do.
Tell us, Martin. Now, Martin, did the lack of body hair come into it at all?
Yes, when it's the friction of the suit, you know, static electricity, that kind of thing. I'm blaming it on that, and I'm sorry, but it's Nikki's fault for daring me. Nikki, I'm never talking to you, okay? So.
Did I see you get talking to one of my cameras?
Oh, sorry.
Just because it's his third appearance on the show, he thinks he can get cocky.
Oh, well.
So before he continues, starts taking over the whole show and becomes bald and wears nice suits, so let's give another round of applause for our challenger, Mr. Martin Mather. And I'll leave you with this question. If Yuri Geller was a spoon, would he be bent? Good night.
And that's the end. He's finished his first area. He hasn't lost a life. That's quite a good performance.
Okay, so Paul's just entering Midtown Manhattan. We're going to leave him there as his wrists take the greatest strain since the last episode of Baywatch. And we'll go to today's news. This is a very personal situation for me now. You may wonder what it's like to feel standing next to a television legend. Jim Rosenthal, how does it feel?
I'm just wondering where he was, to be quite honest.
He's the guy in the glasses, Jim.
Okay.
This is me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm honoured. I'm honoured to be with you.
Oi, hold that paper up, higher. Get that floor clean. I want to see my face in those shoes, and if I see one bit of fluff on that jacket, you're never going to see your mum and dad again, you little... What? Oh! Good evening. Welcome to Gamesmaster. Kids, don't you just love them? Always insisting that they lend a hand. Look, it's for the last time, you don't have to help. Sit down. Bless him. Coming up. The final clip in What's Up Next goes to you, Dave. Take a look. Tell us what happened. Okay, the very, very familiar, very, very famous Sonic the Hedgehog there running to the edge of the screen, standing under a tree. What happens next, Dave?
Dr. Robotnik comes in and Sonic has to destroy him.
No. I'm going to throw that open, actually. Yes, Derek.
I guess he's going to jump up and hit the coconuts, and coconuts fall down.
Incorrect as well, actually. No, not even close. Roll a clip and see what happens. Okay, so Sonic gets to the end of the level, pauses by the tree, a Japanese guy in a black and white wig jumps out of the crate and someone shoots someone with their eyes and it all explodes. It's a fake. It was... Okay, at the end of round two, then let's go. Mr. Kilcuing, you were born in Drumnadrocket, and your specialist subject is video game subjects related to the letter P. You have 45 seconds on your specialist subject, and your time begins now. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peckers. Why?
Because he's an
Correct. What flightless black and white Arctic fowl, which gives its name to a famous chocolate bar, an enemy of Batman, and a brand of paperbacks, does Mario have to return to his parents on the snow level of Mario 64? And here's a clue. It looks like this.
Puffin.
Correct. The rudimentary tennis game is considered by many to be the first true video game. What is it?
Pong.
Correct. What game featured the character Peter Perfect?
Pap.
Super Knockout. What does the B button do? I've started, so I'll finish. What does the B button do on FIFA Soccer on the Mega Drive?
Pass.
Correct. At the end of that round, Mr. Ewing, you scored 4 points. You said some rude words, but you passed on none. Let's have the next contestant, please. The word refers to any hobby that borders on the obsessive, but this is Gamesmaster after all, so there was one group of otaku I was contractually obliged to meet. Unfortunately, this meant getting up eye-baggingly early on a Sunday morning. It's midday on a Sunday in downtown Tokyo. Most of us would be asleep, but the video game otaku have assembled for a costume party where they dress up as their favourite video games characters. I've decided to get into the spirit, and I've come as everyone's favourite from Street Fighter 2, Fat Sumo Bloke, Eddie Honda. I don't know if you can tell, but this guy's wearing a pair of pants on his head. It's a pair of pants. Excellent. Top work there. Nice one, mate. Sorted. I'm going to go and make sure that she can get in and out of her costume, okay? Okay, this is my runner-up for the best costume. It's a lovely costume, but I used to have a carpet in this material when I was younger, and I'd find it a bit unsettling. But very good. Very good. Yes, after hours of grueling analysis and some costumes that were obviously from bizarre Japanese games I'd never heard of, I came to my decision and wrapped my rapidly eroding credibility around me like a shield and took to the stage. Excuse me. Predictably, my newfound Japanese buddies didn't miss the opportunity to take the mick out of my strange foreign ways. Okay. I speak no Japanese. Other prizes were handed out to people who took the whole thing a bit too seriously, but in the end I went for the simpler, more minimalist approach. The otaku partied long into the afternoon, but I, having met the girl of my dreams, did what any normal man would do. I gave her my holiday washing to clean. And so it all bows down to this final dramatic confrontation. With me in the commentary box for this Christmas special is Gamesmaster presenter Mr. Dominic Diamond. Welcome, Dominic. Thank you very much, Dominic. Now, Dominic, at this point you usually ask the co-commentator an amusing question to start off. Well, I don't think there's any need for that tonight, is there? No, you are quite correct, Dominic. Let's move on to the game. What tips have you got? Well, remember, it's a very tricky track here, Dominic. What I would do, I'd make sure you finish it because some of these turns are very tight indeed. Okay, thank you very much, Dominic. The challenge, then, is whoever can get to the bottom of the Cool Mountain course in the quickest time will walk away with our special Christmas quiz joystick. If both competitors fall off, then whoever has managed to stay the longest on the course will win. Best of luck, guys. Off you go, Kirk. Okay, and off he goes then. We're at the start of the slope here. This first turn is not terribly difficult there. Remember, you can see things like the number of coins and all that on the screen. That's not important. All that matters is the time, and if he can get to the bottom. He has been going just now for 13, 14, 15 seconds now. It's a very good start, Dominic. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, yes, I definitely agree, Dominic. He's taking a nice easy, but he's off there. He has lasted for 20 seconds. 20.65 to be precise. Kirk, please make way for Dave. Best of luck then, Dave. 20.65 seconds is the time to remain on the course. Your time begins now. And off Dave goes. Okay, he's down the slippery slope there. We're just coming up to the first turn here. Again, now it is a tactic there, Dave. Some might say cowardly, some might say clever. He is literally staying on his bottom and trying to last as long as he can, but I don't think it's working. He tries to play conservative. A good tactic, but he lasts for 13.35 seconds. That means Kirk Ewing is the winner. Okay, guys, let's start with you, Kirk. Congratulations, first of all. Interesting way you handled this quiz, Kirk. Abysmal at the start, from 0 to hero at the end. I didn't even think that time was a very good time.
No, it was a rotten time, let's be honest.
Now, on to you, Dave. Now, you have actually said on the show you are the greatest games player in Britain. What happened? What went wrong?
Well, I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Right. And in particular, what reason?
I think having a final game where one player owns the game in the machine and one player doesn't isn't in the interests of fair play.
Okay, then, so what you're saying, Dave, is the biggest game of this year. You haven't played much.
It's not released till next year. I'll play it next year when it's released in this country.
Okay, you are a journalist. We can get it on import.
Not a journalist. I'm a marketing manager.
Right. Okay, then. And you don't have a book coming out about, you know, games or anything like that, no?
About beat 'em ups.
About beat 'em up games. So we're not seeing sour grapes at all here, Dave, is what you're trying to say.
No, we're not. We're seeing somebody just saying he's been set up.
Okay then, and on that bombshell, let's award the Go to Gamesmaster joystick to the new Games Animal, Mr. Kurt Ewing. And Rick and Derek and what's your name again? Kurt and even Dave. I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Good evening and welcome to Gamesmaster and a very Happy New Year to every man, child and especially woman out there, because we're celebrating 1997 with a Girly special. Did your mum and dad end up in hospital or something because of that?
Yeah, they were playing too much and they had carpal tunnel syndrome in the wrists because they were playing too much.
It's that syndrome I've had for different reasons. And finally, you said you'd like to see more women. Okay, Zoe has to finish in 5th place. The longer she can actually carry on the game, then the better. It's quite tough for her because she was quite abysmal in practice. So best of luck, Zoe. Start your engines. Okay, so we've clad Zoe in red leather for the purpose of this race. You can see her position in the top left-hand corner of the screen. In the top right-hand corner is a map of the track. The little flashing red triangle is where Zoe is on the track. She's up to 4th place already. A good start, Rick.
That's a good start, but these are early doors. These are easy corners. She's going to have a lot of trouble later on. A Ben could do this much.
Okay, then, so she rubbed that corner a little bit, and that's taken her down to 6th place, though. We've got a straight here. She can maybe overtake this guy.
But here comes a checkpoint. Here comes a checkpoint. She's got 15 extra seconds there.
Okay, just going into quite a gentle banking left-hander there. Still in 5th, but there's a clutch. A lovely bunch she's got right up in front of her there, Rick.
This is a wide corner. She's taken it very well.
They've slipped inside her. A couple of men slipped inside Zoe there, and but she's managed to knock one of them off. She's up to 6th again now, but she's got it in her sights, Rick. They're running out of time.
She's going to have to get a grip of that throttle control and get her thighs wrapped round completely.
I would like to see her holding it a little bit tighter myself, Rick. Okay, she's going into the right-hander. She's back into 7th place, but 25 seconds. Still enough time to get into 5th, which is what the challenge is, Rick.
She's in a good position now to take the next checkpoint.
She's up in the 4th, but no! She's into the wall, Rick.
This is wall tennis. It's Stonesville, USA.
13 seconds left. She's in 7th. If she can just take him on this bench, she can still get up to 5th. She's revving up there. She's taking the left-hander. Oh, no. She's in the wall. She's going to slow down. I don't think she's going to...
Sorry!
3, 2, 1. That is the time. Oh. She did get through the finishing line, but let's just see. She had finished in 6th. So by 1 place, Zoe's challenge ends in failure.
Bad luck. Ian. Now, your nickname is Mr. Z.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because I use Zangief at my local arcade, and I've got a reputation for using just him, and I'm quite lethal with that character.
Right, so it's Mr. Z based on
Zangief.
On Zangief you play. If it was based on your clothes, it could be Mr. C&A.
You can talk, like, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't actually understand one word he said there. It's some kind of youth culture thing there. I don't really know. Now, Sanjay constantly gets a hard time. It's either one thing or another which is beating his brow. In a perfect world, what would you like to see happen to Sanjay in EastEnders?
What would I like? Well, right, he's at the stall, and he looks to his right, and he sees 6 blonde women with hair up to there. I mean, that, and then we'll take it from there.
Hair down to there. Hair up to there. Might mean it kind of starts down there and goes
I suppose
up.
so, yeah.
In cool borders, you can whiz around on a snowboard like that bloke from Jamiroquai. Unlike him, though, you don't have to be a gay.
You are under my spell. When I click my fingers, you will make me a bacon sandwich, and you will run off, get 10 of your girlfriends, 15 root vegetables, and a big tub of... What? Ah! Hey, good evening, welcome to Gamesmaster. Today on the show...
Well, I think you relish that word failed just a little too much, Dominic.
It does trip more easily off the tongue than triumph, Mr. McKenna. Basically, you drove your car into your own troop carrier. Now, that basically makes it one of the most appalling displays of gameplay I've ever seen on the show.
You think it was that bad?
I thought it was absolutely atrocious.
You sure?
I have never seen a display of games playing worse than that. It was so brilliant.
Thank you.
You cope with it admirably. I mean, was it difficult for you at all? You seemed to breeze through it.
Yeah, just, you know, natural talent, really.
Are you good at a lot of games?
Yeah, of course. You know, I'm considered one of the best in the world. And, oh, by the way, can I have that 20 quid you owe me as well?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks very much, mate. Well, I mean, I am just in awe of your sheer games-playing brilliance. And to celebrate this fact, one of the most fantastic celebrities we've ever had on the show, the Gamesmaster Golden Joystick goes to Mr. Paul McKenna.
Amazing, sir.
And so it was time for me to cheat death once again. But there was a slight fashion problem to clear up first.
Hi, Poncho girl. What's the story here? What's this? Oh.
It's an emergency poncho and it's so you won't get wet.
Right. You don't have them in black, do you?
No black.
I can't wear yellow. The fashion police will arrest me in Britain.
I don't think so. You look handsome.
I don't need them. I won't get wet.
Okay, have fun.
Cool.
Alas, it seemed my fellow punters had no understanding of the true meaning of cool.
It's Attack of the Killer Mutant Yellow Poncho people.
I'm not going to get wet at all.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
First bit of dinosaur action over there.
You see that wee guy?
Aye! He just gobbed on me. Not gobbing on me. It's like being at a Millwall football match. It's very dark now, but I'm still wearing shades, so I can't see a thing.
Oh no, something's going to happen here.
I think this is the big drop. Oh no. Ah, big dinosaur action.
Well, I was a little bit wrong there. I am soaking wet. But at least I'm still cool.
I want to talk about the subjects of rap, right? What would you say you guys mostly rap about?
Well, about everyday living still, you know, what we've gone through to get where we're going now, you know, our little hardships, you know, like no dough check or whatever. You just put that on wax.
But there's not a lot of stuff rap about clothing, like about pants. Never done a rap about pants or anything. I mean, that's everyday living.
Yeah, or we could do something for you, you know, a little pants rap for you, you know.
I can do a pants rap.
Go on then, get us with a little verse.
Yeah, a little pants rap, pants, okay. I'm the MC Dominic, my pants are too tight. They itch and they scratch, keep me up all night. I want to get rid of these pants, but I won't give up without a fight. If I get a looser pant, then I'll feel all right. Peace.
MCD in the house.
That's it. See, there's never been any Scottish rappers, has there?
Yeah, well, there is now.
No, well, there's probably a good reason why there hasn't been. Now you've... Good evening and welcome to the last Gamesmaster, possibly ever, because I've received a slightly worrying fax memo from Channel 4. It says, to the most important person at Gamesmaster, we are sorry to report that the number of complaints for this series has risen to an all-time high. Dominic is still making jokes deemed too offensive and controversial for this time slot. Well, I'm quite surprised, to tell you the truth. I don't think we've ever said or done anything remotely dodgy on this show, but I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong. So, for the whole of this show, we're going to have an offense-ometer running. Anytime we say or do anything unsuitable for an early evening time slot, it's going to register on that little meter. And if it's too high by the end of the show, then we are going to catch it. Okay, so with that considered then, with a much sadder pant, let's... You're kidding. I can't... With me, sandwiched between two girls for the last time. I can't say that either. With an altogether bigger lump in... Oh, this is pathetic. Oh, forget. Let's just go to today's event. That's it for part one of this final show, where we are trying to behave. In the second part, I'm going to touch something wet and slippery. It's a fish, Michael Fish, on as a special guest after this break. Welcome back. I hope those various commercials slipped seductively inside your mind. Prepare to spread your attention span once more as we go into our final celebrity challenge. No wonder I took a few precautions to make sure my stay didn't end too soon.
Well, that's it, and Gillian's very kindly offered to give me a lift to the airport.
Looks like it won't start.
Oh, no.
Guess you'll have to stay.
Okay, that's it. The end of the show, the end of the series, and if we take a quick look at the offence-ometer, I am amazed. I mean, it appears to have swelled to erect proportions. We are quite literally in a lot of trouble. I'm hearing the Channel 4 No Fun police are on their way down, and the future looks grim. So, I'm sorry, I mean, I feel kind of quite responsible for all this. So I guess I'd just like to say, well, apologise really to all the old people who feel I've made terrible jokes at their expense. To all the parents who felt we've corrupted or tainted their children in any way. I personally would just like to say, I don't give up.